Nobody is in the courtroom. I can switch my camera.
Kimberly Pinkerton, attorney for Shovalia Richardson.
Daniel Lawrence Sullivan for Wayne Richardson.
We are here today on a motion for enforcement for the a property issue. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And Attorney Pinkerton, this motion was brought by your client. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. You all have 15 minutes per side. That will include any open and closing statements, should you all choose to make them, as well as any examination. Let me tender your exhibits or admit your exhibits at this time.
Judge, I believe there's only one exhibit, which is a summary of testimony by Ms. Pinkerton's client.
Yes, the summary of living expenses.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so Petitioner's Exhibit 1 is admitted. Attorney Pinkerton, at this time, would you like to make an opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you may proceed.
Your Honor, we're here today on an enforcement hearing for the marital residence. Previously, we were here before Judge Lee on April 15th of 2025, where Mr. Richardson was to vacate the residence by May 16th at 6:00 p.m. Mr. Richardson has failed to vacate the residence. We were brought back before Judge Lee for additional temporary orders by Mr. Richardson for spousal support. And the judge again ordered him to vacate within 3 days after he was provided a $2,500 one-time spousal support payment. And Mr. Richardson has failed to vacate the residence as of today's date. We are here to have the court enforce the order and asking for Ms. Richardson's living expenses to be reimbursed and attorney's fees.
Thank you, counsel. Attorney Sullivan, would you like to make an opening statement at this time?
I'll reserve at this time, Your Honor.
Thank you. Attorney Pinkerton, you may call your first witness.
I call Troy Richardson.
Okay.
Mr. Richardson, would you state your name for the court, please?
Wayne Richardson.
And Mr. Richardson, you are aware of the fact that you were to vacate the marital residence by May 16th, 2025. Is that correct?
Well, actually, she
Objection,
showed up with
Your
the
Honor.
What's your legal counsel?
Oh. Sorry, it was just a yes or no question he was explaining.
Okay.
So I'm going to object to the question that it assumes facts, not an evidence, namely that he was supposed to vacate by May 16th. There's no proof of that. And in fact, the opposing counsel's opening statement explains that that's not quite correct, that may originally have been the case, but that order was later modified by Judge Lee.
Okay. Sustain.
Your Honor, I would ask that you take into consideration judicial notice of the associate judge's reports, both reports from April 15th and July 30th.
The court takes judicial notice of both motions and all contents of the court's file.
Mr. Richardson, are you aware of the fact that you were supposed to have vacated the marital residence?
No, ma'am. Because, because she came with the police there. And I had no way of knowing, because I went to the, I'm sorry, my memory is bad because I have TBI.
Okay.
But
Your Honor, I will just pass this witness.
Okay.
And I'll call Ms. Richardson.
Well, I think I get to.
Oh, sorry. He gets to,
yeah. Do you have any questions?
I do, Your Honor. Mr. Richardson, have you vacated the residence as of now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, when did you vacate the residence?
I've been moved in and it's been kind of in and out, but also I had to go back to, just like I had a friend that went on a cruise and I've been spending time there, but he just went on that Tom Joyner cruise and he just made it back yesterday or sometime last night or something like that. But I moved my stuff out and I've been doing all that stuff and I've been keeping, I'll go and trying to keep the house clean and keep the yard up or whatever. I was doing that. So no one would break in or whatever, but because, nobody was there.
Okay. And what is your income situation?
I get the disability check. It's like $644 a month. And I use that for storages. I have 3 storages.
Okay. And how much do you pay on your storages?
It's like 200 and some dollars a piece, and they're going up. They keep going up or whatever.
You're currently paying every penny that you have in income on storage.
Yes,
pretty
sir.
much.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's a TBI?
Traumatic brain injury.
How did you happen to come by a traumatic brain injury?
I got hit by a car on a motorcycle from behind on Interstate 35, and they was going probably over 100 miles per hour when they hit me.
When
And
was
then
that?
they robbed me.
When was that?
That was July the 8th of 2023.
Okay. Is it your intention to stay in this house?
No, sir, I want to be gone. I really do. I am gone, but I wanted to leave sooner because I've been going through so much behind it.
Pass the witness.
Okay. Anything further from this witness, Attorney Pinkerton?
Yes. Mr. Richardson, when did you move out?
Well, I first moved out, I don't remember any dates, ma'am, but I would have to get things out, and I'm disabled, so and I didn't really have help, so I was moving things out, and then I was supposed to get like some money to get movers, but it never did happen. I never did
Okay,
get the money to
approximately
move
how
out.
long have you been out of the house?
Well, it's been, I don't know, to be honest, it's been off, it was, I would leave and then I'd come back and I would, I had still a few things there like clothes and stuff like that. And I would take a shower, change clothes and stuff like that, and then do things around the house and keep the house clean. And the yard and stuff like that and inside. And try to keep the house where nobody would break in because I knew I would be, it would look like I did it. And I was just trying to protect myself.
When was the last time that you went to the house to pick up any of your items?
Yesterday.
So you still have not completely vacated the residence as of yesterday, correct?
Yes, I have.
And did you notify your attorney that you had moved out?
Well, actually, we hadn't
I'm
talked.
going to object to that calls for, that question invades attorney-client privilege.
And did you notify your attorney that you had moved out?
Yes, ma'am.
Overrule. He answered yes. Counsel, you can ask your next question.
Did you notify Ms. Richardson that you had moved out?
I haven't talked to her, ma'am.
Pass the witness.
Hold on 1 second. You can approach. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you have to take that back down to the clerk's office. Yeah. So yes, that's different from the library. That's where you got it from. So now you have to get it filed and issued. Yeah. Yes, go down to the it's not the basement, it's the first floor. Thank you. You're welcome. Have a good day. All right, so pass the witness. Anything further for this witness?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Attorney Pinkerton, you may call your next witness.
I call Shovalia Richardson.
Right?
Ms. Richardson, can you state your name for the court?
Shovalia Richardson.
And Ms. Richardson, we provide the court with a summary of your living expenses since June of 2025. Is that correct?
Yes,
And would you agree that your individual living expenses since June of 2025 were $7,250?
yes,
And you were anticipating on moving back into your house in May, is that correct?
that is correct.
And since May, you have had to not only pay the expenses at the marital residence, but your own living expenses, correct?
Yes,
And are you asking the court to order Mr. Richardson to pay for your living expenses since May?
Yes.
and basically reimburse you for your living expenses.
Yes.
And are you also asking the court to award you attorney's fees for having to bring this motion?
Yes.
And have you been to the residence at all?
No, I have not.
Okay, so you
I
have,
wasn't aware that he had even left.
okay, so you have stayed away from the residence since all of this has gone on because you weren't aware of him moving out, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And
Plus the fact that I've given him money to move out that was sent to his attorney.
correct. And the money that you sent previously was $2,500, is that correct?
That's this past time, but there was $2,000 before that also for moving expenses.
Okay, and in that previous order, it was ordered on July 30th of 2025 for you to pay him $2,500 for moving expenses. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And do you recall when you paid that $2,500?
It was within a few days after getting that notice. I took it to his attorney's office.
Okay, and the attorney that you took it to at that time was his previous attorney, Darren Schrader, is that correct?
That's correct.
And so you are asking the court today to enforce the previous order for him to vacate, is that correct?
Yes,
And
absolutely.
you're asking the court for him to reimburse you your living expenses in the amount of $7,250, is that correct?
Yes,
And you are also asking the court to award you attorney's fees in the amount of $4,500 for having to bring this motion, is that correct?
yes.
Pass the witness.
Okay. Attorney Sullivan?
No questions.
All right. Attorney Pinkerton, anything further from this witness?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you may call your next witness.
I have no further witnesses.
Okay. Do you rest?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Attorney Sullivan?
We also rest, Your Honor, and close.
Okay, I just have a couple of questions. The order from June 2nd, 2025, it ordered that the respondent vacate the marital residence by 6 p.m. on May 16, 2025. Did that happen?
No, Judge,
No.
but that said, by that time,
But that's
the
all,
new,
that's all I
Okay.
needed. The other order was the spousal maintenance payment tendered on $2,500 for the moving expenses by, what date is this? It doesn't have a date. It's the order is just dated July 30th, 2025. It says wife to provide husband with a one-time spousal support payment of $2,500 for moving expenses. So Ms. Richardson provide to Mr. Richardson?
Yes, Your Honor.
her testimony was she provided it to his previous attorney, Mr. Schrader.
Okay. All right, so I mean, it's clear from the language of the order in your client's testimony that he didn't vacate the residence by the date.
By which date, Judge? Because Judge Lee provided two different dates. The first was by May 16th, and the second one they went back, and he said that he did not have the money to do it. Then she ordered that he vacate within 3 days of the receipt of the $2,500. So he sought a modification and obtained a modification of the prior order, and there is not evidence before the court that he did not comply with the modified order.
So that date, and there 31 days in July.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
So August 3rd would have been 3 days from July 30th. Was he still living in the house on August 3rd?
There is no testimony one way or the other on that. He is.
Yes, he was.
Was he still living there August the 3rd of 2025?
I don't honestly know that, Judge, and I don't think that the wife does either.
Okay, your client is right there. Sir, were you still living in the house August 3rd, 2025?
No, sir, I had moved my things, but it took me a while, but I didn't get the check, neither one of those checks, the $2,000, the $2,000 or the $2,500. I didn't get neither one of those. I didn't get a penny out of that first $2,000, not a penny.
Okay, Attorney Pinkerton, how do you know that, Mr. Richardson was still occupying the residence on August 3rd?
Well, because his testimony, he just stated he was going back and forth. He
No,
just
there
went
you
there
go.
yesterday to pick up more things,
Right.
and he didn't have any money to move.
So his testimony was he went back to get some things, not that he was still staying there.
Right.
That does make a difference. Him not vacating means that he's not living there, but if he's still picking up things, especially depending on the amount of stuff that he accumulated during the marriage, that doesn't necessarily mean that he was still living there. Is there anything further?
Not for me,
Yeah.
no.
Attorney Pinkerton?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, based on the evidence presented to the court cannot find that he's in violation of the court order.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
So when will I be able to move in?
You can go back now. According to his testimony, he's not there. But you know what? This order is missing.
I don't trust him. He's lied numerous times and
Okay, so here's the deal.
So, Your Honor, I think that, I don't mean to overspeak you, but I think what Ms. Richardson would probably be asking you is if she has the right to go now and she can change the locks.
the last time I went, there was a deadbolt lock on the inside of the door. So I would have had to knock the door down in order to get into the home. And if that is still the case, then that deadbolt lock needs to be removed. And if I have to break the door down, then I think that he should be liable for the cost of all of that.
Well, I definitely agree with you there. If Mr. Richardson, is there a deadbolt on this door?
No, ma'am.
On the
No, ma'am.
inside of the
And I
front
never
door.
changed,
Hold
I never
on.
changed those.
I didn't say you changed the lock.
Hold on. You all cannot speak at the same time. Mr. Richardson, it's a yes or a no. Is there anything on this door that would prevent her from accessing the home? Yes or no?
She have the keys, ma'am, and I never changed any locks. No.
Judge,
That
That is not,
The deadbolt means it can't be opened with a key. So whether he changed it or not, if the problem, most houses are gonna have a deadbolt. So if
no.
someone's in there, no,
Mm-mm.
most houses don't have a deadbolt.
It is on the inside of the house. So I have the key and the key
I
works.
understand.
But there's a
Let me
deadbolt lock
finish
on
what
the
I'm saying.
inside
Let
that
me
I
finish what I'm
cannot
saying.
enter the home.
Speak at the
So-
same time. Attorney Sullivan, you have to let her speak.
Okay, yes, Judge.
Okay, she's saying that even with the key, it's locked from the inside, which means that your client did it from the inside. My question is there anything, whether it's on the inside or the outside of the home, that will prevent her from using her key to access the home?
And what I'm saying, Judge, is he can't have it locked from the inside at the moment because he's not on the inside. He's in the waiting room of your
No,
courtroom.
that is absolutely not true. He can always lock the front door and go out the back door, which is dead bolted, and a garage door that I don't have an opener for or a code to. So absolutely, that's how I knew the last time. He was not in the home. The key worked, but I could not enter the residence because of the deadbolt on the inside of the house. And the house was fully locked and I could not enter through any entrance.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Ms. Richardson, you are to go to the home to see if you're able to access it. For any
Mhm.
reason you're unable to access it and you do have to knock the door down, whatever you have to do to access the home, your attorney knows what to do to bring that in front of me for any payments for damages that as a result of that. Because if Mr. Richardson, if you're the only person that has access to that home and she has not been there, I don't have anything else before me to believe that someone else intentionally locked her out of the home. So, you know, that's how we'll fix that. So any damages as a result of her accessing the home is going to be on Mr. Richardson. Is there anything further?
Yes.
Is there anyone else living in the home?
No, ma'am, no. Hey, can I say something?
I'd much rather you didn't, Mr. Richardson.
Okay, but the Dallas, I mean, the Salt Lake police have to do know about her coming into the house, taking a lot of my things.
Okay, but we're gonna not deal with that today
did
because it's
not.
not before the court.
Okay,
I do
I've never
think,
accessed the home.
I
Okay.
do think that it might be, if the court wanted to put an order in place that he's not to go inside the home without the permission of Mrs. Richardson from here forward, that might clear some things up.
Well, I
I'm-
cannot do that on a motion for enforcement. So
I mean,
that,
the previous temporary orders gave her exclusive use. They're already in place. So
correct. And I can't, on an enforcement, I can't make additional any substantive changes to the underlying order, which is why I said you have exclusive use, ma'am, okay? So if you're going to the home and you can't access it, whatever you have to do to be able to access the home, any damages to it, your attorney knows what to do in order to bring that back in front of me for me to do something at that time. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, Your Honor, but the enforcement of that, if he's there, then I am not able to access the home. And the judge's order from May 16th, you know, that is why I was there and that is why the police were there and they couldn't enforce him leaving. And I just don't want to have to go through another situation like that where I have to call the police and they can't do anything. And I don't believe that he's even out because he's still going back and forth. And I don't want him at the residence at all after I have moved in.
Let me, because I think I probably didn't make this clear enough. You have exclusive use. So once you're able to access the home, you can do
Mhm.
what you want to do to it. So you can make it where you prevent him from being able to access the home. Does that make sense?
Yes,
You don't have to worry about him coming back in. The only way that he's able to come back in is if you don't do anything to keep him out. You have exclusive use of the home. So if you
Mhm.
change the locks, you are well within your right to do that. If you want to put a deadbolt, padlock, anything on that door, you have the absolute right to do that because pursuant to this court order, the home is your exclusive use. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, Your Honor. Is
Okay.
there a way to get Mr. Richardson to tell us what he's taken out of the house?
Well, that's beyond the scope of why we're here today.
Okay.
So, you know, when something comes before me related to that, I will address it at that time. But as far as today, is there anything else? You all have any questions before we get off of here?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay.
We don't either, Judge.
Okay. Well, thank you all. You have a good day. And if I don't see you, happy Thanksgiving to you.
You too,
Same to you,
Judge.
Judge.